Once again, this is Boston G.B.R., George Boston Rhymes, and this is a time that I've been talking about time and time again. I've been talking about what's going on here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, Georgia. The mother of the 14-year-old girl that was at Pine Grove Middle School, she called me and told me she still cannot get anybody here in Valdosta to tell her story to the general public. And so what I did, while sitting here this morning, having a cup of coffee, she called me and told me that the examiner out of Macon had picked up her story and that he was going to report. How you doing, brother?
Hey, brother, how you doing, man?
What's up, man?
Yeah, I overheard you talking about that situation with the little girl that was handcuffed
Yes, sir.
and everything out here.
Yeah.
I wanted to, could you elaborate on that a little bit? There's a lot of stories going around out here about that.
Well, I was called, man, a few weeks ago about the 14-year-old girl that...
Yeah, I heard that.
They get her handcuffed and stuff like that. And she can't get the news media to even report her story. The Valdosta Daily Times, no TV station and no radio. And so it's like it's a total block out here. So what do you feel, your personal opinion about Valdosta, the news media? What do you, how old are you?
29.
29, what's your name?
My name is Nine.
Okay, and I'm always talking about this, but tell me your story. What do you want to share with the people? I'm gonna put it on YouTube, you don't mind, do you?
No, I don't mind.
Tell us your story. Why do you feel about Valdosta as a young person?
Well, the way Valdosta is basically is, as far as my experience have come to be, it's like, it's a lot of prejudice up here, man. There are a lot of things that should be said that aren't said because people don't want to speak up here. You know, it's like people fear the police, the judges, the, you know, judicial system.
Go ahead.
But in anything, it's like, you know, these people out here really just, they drag us, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there have been so many instances where they have beaten people in jail, they kill people in jail here, man, like on the real, dog. They do a lot of things that they don't ever publicize out here, you understand? And it's really to a point now where it's like, wow, man, it's like, what do you do? It's like nobody says anything about anything out here, man. I've heard about, you know, we were in jail and dudes getting beat the hell, I'm talking about beat bad, man. They take these dudes out here, they beat the hell out of them, they bring them back, throw them in a cell like it's nothing. There was even one instance I was in a cell and they took this dude out. They little jet team or whatever beat the hell out of dude, brought him back in the room, and then like walked in with the camera and actually filmed this guy as if something happened to him in the cell, like somebody beat him up in the cell, knowing that they had already done this. They dropped him off in there and came back with a camera and recorded the whole thing as if, oh, look, something happened to this dude or something was wrong with this guy. You know what I'm saying? You got everything out here. You got this KJ thing. You got, you know.
I understand. You're moving too fast for me now. You talked about, you mean the inmates beat up a guy?
No, it's the jet team they call it.
Okay.
Like some of the enforcers of the jail.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they beat the hell out of people, man, in there. They do so much.
Well, why don't the inmates call the Valdosta Daily Times or the news media or a family member and have it reported here, so all the citizens will know what's going on? I do remember back in the 90s, Al Parson, who owned the Lake Park Post, gave his life to try and get the Honorable Judge Hugh Lawson to follow up on his own court order of the inhumane conditions and the ill treatment of the people. So you mean to tell me that the same thing is going on in 2013?
It is, and as a matter of fact, it's worse now than it was, because I feel like basically the people are afraid to say something. It's like they drag people. For me being from Miami, I'm not used to being, like, I've never been incarcerated in a place like I've been incarcerated here. It's like they hold you for the pettiest thing. You get arrested for obstruction, you get arrested for jaywalking out here, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they can arrest you for, they arrest you.
So there's something I heard yesterday from another young person. Here's what he said. Here's what the young person said. He said this yesterday, and I want you tell me the truth or not. He said you come to Valdosta on probation. He said they come here on vacation and they leave on probation without any conversation because the community never knows anything about what happened. Is that true?
Because they are afraid to speak out. They're afraid to publicize the things that happen in there for whatever reason. I don't know, it's like they just in this mindset, whereas they see it as being a threat to themselves to tell people what's going on. You know, you hear all the time people in there talking about, oh, when I get out, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna press charges for this, I'm gonna press charges for that. They mistreat the inmates so much. I mean, you gotta understand, when you're arrested before you go to trial, you haven't been convicted. You're not
right.
in prison.
You're innocent. It could happen to anybody. It could happen to the mayor.
Exactly. So it's like they treat you like dogs in there. You know what I'm saying? And I admit it's a lot of prejudice in here. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that on any kind of racist level. You know, I'm not racist.
So you're saying that really it's so much. It goes beyond race. It's just the system.
It's just the system, and like probation. The probation here is basically entrapment. It's like they want you to, all right, they'll tell you get out, and ASAP. I want you to get a job, pay these fines, and I want you to report on time and do your community service. These are the standards for probation.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it's like, okay, they arrest you for, say, you going to work, you're getting the money. Okay, so you go to work, you're trying to pay your fines or whatever, you keep up, but you might miss a day because you have to go to work.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Or you might not be able to go to community service because you have to go to work or something. And when you do go to work, they violate you for not reporting or not getting community service, even though you're trying to pay your fines and you're trying to do what you're supposed to do. And at the same time, it's like they have it set up where one thing leads to another. It's like you're going in circles. You know, it's like.
So it really puts you in like a no-win situation.
Basically, it's.
But do you think that there's a possibility that the whole system, the jail, somebody get paid for bringing food out there, somebody get paid for the linen, somebody get paid for the probation that is paid? Do you think that maybe there's a connection between politicians and others wherein somebody may be getting money from the probation system itself? Now, I heard one individual tell me about even the judges and the lawyers, the public. What do you think about the public defenders? What about the public lawyers and stuff?
The public defenders. I feel like that's a bunch of nonsense. You know, I've never had a public defender. I don't need a state-appointed attorney or none of that crap, because basically, I mean, I done sat in court, waiting to be sentenced, if you will. And I'm talking about, I've seen them up there at the judges, just politicking. Oh, you remember that barbecue we had? You know, just they hang together. You know what I'm saying? All these cats know each other on a personal level, so it's not like they, I mean, you sit here and tell me this person is defending me, but this your homeboy, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all sit out here and y'all chat it up real good and everything, and, you know, you all hang out together. Yet you are the one that's supposed to be defending me from this person. So
you probably feel that there's no win for you.
No, not really. Regardless of whether you have a court-appointed attorney or not, you gonna get on probation. That's mandatory. Because I've been on probation, got off probation, and got back on it for something simple like obstruction or something simple.
I heard one lady tell me about.
Baby?
I heard some people tell me about the fact that you can get probation. But you can get arrested for obstruction.
Yeah,
you don't have to do nothing. Is that true?
For speaking your mind.
Just speaking your mind, they'll get you for obstruction.
Yeah.
I have seen this.
What's up, Kate?
I have seen this over and over again, that it seems as if though there is no win for the young people. Now, is there two worlds? I heard you all say it's two worlds. It's a young people world and there's an older person world, and that we don't understand what y'all have to go through in fighting a system that you can't win in.
Yeah, because it's like you have to really, if you find a job, you better keep it, because really there are no jobs like that up here. And on the same level, it's like when you whatever you're trying to do, like as far as taking care of your business with probation or staying out of trouble here, it's like once you're on probation, they find ways to get you back locked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from experience, not from nothing somebody told me. You know what I'm saying? It's like they make it their business to keep you on probation or locked up. It's all about money. Money. That's all these people want.
And so really, when you see all the blacks incarcerated at a disproportionate number, it is as if though people wondering, saying, you all keep committing the crime. But what you are saying is seemingly that there is a system in place to keep you there.
Exactly. That's the way they carry it here. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's prejudice on so many levels that it's crazy. It's like, you know what I'm saying, they protect each other. You know what I'm saying? They cover each other's backs, just like that KJ thing that happened. You know what I'm saying? They killed a young man at the school or whatever. it's like the coroner hadn't gotten there. It was 3 hours before they were even called.
Right.
You know, they had already tampered with evidence. They had already touched what they wanted to touch and moved what they wanted to move, and then they call these people. The coroner and all those are supposed to be there first.
Yeah.
You know, they're supposed to sit there and discuss what's going on.
Well, let me ask you a question. Not to cut you off. Let me ask you another question.
Yes, sir.
If the coroner wasn't called at that accident or homicide, the 31 jail deaths from 1994 to 2009, we had 31.
They're still up.
And wait a minute, and from 2009 to 2013, the judges, the lawyers, the doctors, the parents, the governor of the state of Georgia, the attorney general, the G.B.R, the FBI, the Justice Department, nobody is asking a question why they will not report to the general public in the United States of America why we are leading the state of Georgia, a little metro city like Valdosta, for whatever reason. How do you figure that they are not telling us about it? Or do you think, in your own opinion, that maybe the coroners may have not reported or looked at some of these other deaths? I mean, for whatever reason, we ain't saying nothing wrong, but it gives the appearance that something is gravely wrong and nobody want to talk about it.
I think that the basis of it is everybody who knows everybody, let's say the ones with money, watch each other's backs.
You believe that?
It shows. You see it. It's not what I believe. It's like, it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you really pay attention to the way these people carry things, it's like the inmates, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna swap this. It's like swapping it out, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you this dude right here for this in return, or whatever you try to give him, I'm gonna try to make it sound sweet. You know what I'm saying? And you go ahead and do whatever with him then, but let's just make it like, you know, like give me the appearance of being a good lawyer or a good representative or whatever.
Look here, I really appreciate you stepping up today. I hadn't planned for this. I appreciate you walking along. I've had this to happen one day in front of the courthouse. People are white, well, he's a Chinese guy. And you can see this on my video. I was out here filming. He walked up like this individual. And I'm going to continue to say it like this. We can sit back and ignore all of this. But I'm going to say this over and over again. I'm a retired veteran. I served 21 years with my life on the line for this country. We had better wake up. And why should we go fight these wars when the real fight seemingly needs to be fought here on the soil of the homeland? Not through violence, but by speaking truth to power. To the young people, I suggest you getting your iPhone and record every aspect of what happened to you. Now, you have a right by law to film the police. We have been informed over and over again. It has been tested in the courts. You are not to interfere with the police officer, but you have a right to stand your ground and film not only the police, but any public official from a distance without interfering. You have a right to do that. So I'm going to leave you, my young brother, but I want to say this to you. Tell the young people, pick up their cameras, create a YouTube channel, and begin to tell your story, because the newspaper is not going to publish it. The television stations in South Georgia are not going to publish it. The radio stations are not going to report it. And the reason I know